in a world of madness, being called mad is a compliment.
Hi, it's Rob Moore here, and over a year ago I interviewed David Icke for my podcast, The Disruptive Entrepreneur, and this YouTube channel. Content about 5G, the virus, is getting banned all over the place by YouTube. So this excerpt is from an interview more than a year ago where I think you'll find it very interesting, some of the predictions David made about maybe what's happening now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel right now in case this video gets taken down, and let's go to the clip interview with David Icke.
Would you say you're a controversial figure?
Yes.
Contrarian?
Well, controversial, yes. Well, in a world of madness, what is the point of not being controversial to a world of madness? You know, I mean, you know, in a world of madness, being called mad is a compliment. You know what I mean? Mm. So I am controversial, but it's amazing how little it takes to be controversial today. It's like Orwell said. It basically in an authoritarian world, telling the truth is a highly controversial thing. He said different words, but that was the theme. And of course, a revolutionary act, he called it. Telling the truth is a revolutionary act in a world of deceit. So of course I'm controversial. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be doing what I do.
Sure. Your best and worst advice you've ever been given, if you can think of something.
Best advice. My father, when I was a kid, he said, David, you're never finished until you tell yourself you're finished. It doesn't matter what anyone says about you. It doesn't matter how bad things get. Until you accept you're finished, you're never finished. So that was the best advice I ever had. And that came very handy when all hell broke loose in the early 1990s. The worst advice I've ever had? I don't know. Try curry, I think, was one of them. People love curry, and they absolutely addicted to it. But
not for you.
Yeah, it don't do a lot for me, really. You know.
All right, and then finally, the key word of this podcast is disruptive.
Yep.
What does that word mean to you?
If something solidifies, it basically doesn't change. And if it's something that's not good, well, that's not good, that it's solidified. And we have a society that's solidified. There's so many gimmies. And what I mean by gimmies is that things are accepted as if, well, that's how things are. And one of the greatest forms of mind control is familiarity. Because when something becomes familiar, it becomes a gimme. And gimme things are not questioned, they're accepted. For instance, taking a child who's just come into this world at the age of 3 or 4 and putting them through that sausage machine all day, 5 days a week, for all the formative years, called education, actually programming, that's a gimme. Well, that's how things are. Kids go to school. Yeah, but take a deep breath. Look at its effect. Let's question it. And when you start questioning the gimmies, questioning the solidification of accepted how things are. It's my daughter.
Yeah. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. I brought her up well. Then, of course, you need to disrupt the solidification for things to be changed. And you know, if you want a quiet life, anything for a peaceful life, then nothing's ever going to change. You have to disturb things for them to change. And when you disturb things, they go into a state of flux before they reform in a different way. So you can have a perception of disturbance is, oh no, I don't want change. Or you can have a perception of disturbance, which is a very positive thing. Because unless you disturb what needs changing, it won't change.